This is the Exped MegaMat Duo 10 medium double sleeping pad, and we'll be testing its comfort, ease of use, portability, and more. I got this from Amazon at full price and got the Exped MegaMat inside a stuff sack, a mini pump, some instructions, and a repair kit. I put affiliate links below if you want to check it out. The Exped MegaMat Duo 10 gets me 4 inches off the ground. When inflated to my personal preference, which is a little bit softer, my body does not touch the ground whether I'm sleeping on my back, stomach, or side. Even when I was leaning on my elbow, I could not feel the ground. I could feel the ground a little when sitting down, but it was still pretty comfortable because of all the foam inside. If I make the Exped MegaMat really firm though, I can't feel the ground in any position, even when sitting down. But I like it a bit softer because then the foam of the Exped MegaMat contours to the shape of my body and gives my body plenty of support. But even when it was very firm, it never felt stiff and was also pretty comfortable. The MegaMat Medium Double measures about 73.5 by 42.5 inches, which is slightly larger than the marketed dimensions. It's much smaller than a queen or even a full size though, especially in width. Basically, it's just the size of 2 regular sleeping pads put together. Not the most spacious for sure, but I found a medium double pretty comfortable for 2. The side walls are vertical, which maximizes sleeping space. The sleeping surface is flat, not baffled. The laminated polyester surface fabric is soft against the skin, and it's not noisy when moving around in bed. As for bouncing, it's very minimal even when there's another person sharing the mattress, which is one of the benefits of having a self-inflating mattress instead of an air mattress. The Exped MegaMat Duo 10 has 2 valves along the side wall of the foot of the mattress, which are low profile and flushed with the surface. Both valves are labeled, one says inflate and the other deflate. To inflate the MegaMat Duo, pull off the flap to the inflation valve. This is a one-way valve and comes with an attached toggle that you can push into the valve for a faster inflation. I usually leave the MegaMat for about 10 to 15 minutes and it'll inflate to about 85% of the maximum firmness. If you like your mattress really soft, you might not need to add in any additional air, but if you like it firmer, to add in more air, take the toggle out and attach this end of the mini pump to the inflation valve and it'll pop into place. You can use your hand for pumping if your tent is not tall enough, but I prefer using my foot in taller tents because it's much easier. I usually add about 10 pumps or so, but if you like it super firm, you can add up to 30 pumps, maybe even more. At about 1 second per pump, it takes at most 30 seconds to 1 minute to do this. Then I remove the pump and put the flap back on to close the valve. How quickly the MegaMat self-inflates depends on how you store it at home. If you store it like the instructions recommend, which is the MegaMat unrolled with the valves open, it could self-inflate in as quickly as 5 to 10 minutes. If you keep it deflated and store it in the stuff sack like this for weeks at a time like I do because I don't have a lot of space, it could take anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes. Could be more if you store it for much longer. If you're inflating the Exped MegaMat for the first time, self-inflation will take about an hour. After that, you'll have to pump it up a lot, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, because it doesn't fully inflate. Exped then recommends leaving the mat inflated for 24 hours to allow the foam inside to recover. I personally did not do this, and my MegaMat's fine. If you find the Exped MegaMat too firm, just open the inflation valve again and press on it gently to release the built-in flap, which lets out a little bit of air for more cushioning. To deflate the Exped MegaMat Duo, pull off the flap to the deflation valve, which is slightly larger in size. Then I fold the MegaMat Duo in thirds, put my entire body weight on it, and then half it to get as much air out as possible. This usually takes me about 1 minute. Folding it up properly will take another 1 minute and 45 seconds or so, and I'll show you how to do that later. Basically, I can deflate, fold up, and store the MegaMat Duo all on my own in less than 3 minutes and I'm ready to go. But I've done this dozens of times over the past year of using this MegaMat, so if your mat is new and not broken in, then it might take a little longer at first. The Exped MegaMat Duo comes with a super convenient smart pack sack, that's what they call it, or a sidewinder bag with a roll top, so I could fit the mattress back in easily, even if it isn't fully deflated. There's a small inside pocket where I put my mini pump and the repair kit. The stuff sack also has a shoulder strap for easy carry. After deflating, the smallest pack size I could get the Exped MegaMat Medium Double down to is about 23 by 11 by 10 inches. Definitely not as small as it was out of the box. Here's what it looks like back in the carry bag and beside the mini pump and a 32-ounce Nalgene bottle. The packed size will change depending on how you fold it and how much air you push out of it. For me personally, I like to fold it in half before rolling it up. When rolling it up, I use my hands to grip the sides of the MegaMat while using my knees and body weight to push the air out. It takes me about 45 seconds to roll it up the first time. Then I usually unfold it and roll it back up a second time to push a little bit more air out, which takes another 30 seconds. Then I close the valve, store it back into the stuff sack, place a mini pump into the side pocket, roll down the top like a dry bag, and buckle the strap together, which takes another 30 seconds. The Exped MegaMat Medium Double weighs 7.2 pounds for just the mattress alone, the mini pump weighs 1.6 ounces, the carry bag weighs 5.4 ounces, and the repair kit weighs 0.6 ounces. The Exped MegaMat Duo 10 has an R value of 8.1, so it's very well insulated and can be used for all seasons, including winter. I used the MegaMat in summer temperatures between 60 to 80 and never felt too hot even in higher temperatures. It's too heavy and bulky for backpacking, so you're limited to car camping. Here's what the MegaMat Medium Double looks like inside a Coleman 2-person Sundome tent. It doesn't fill up the entire tent, so there's some space for gear at the sides. It also doesn't reduce livable space at all, and I have plenty of space to sit up and also to crouch. When topping air off, there's enough space for me to pop in the mini pump to pump it up. And here's what the MegaMat Medium Double looks like inside a Coleman 4-person dome tent when placed horizontally. And here's the Medium Double placed vertically inside the tent. There's definitely enough space to fit 2 of these medium doubles, with even a bit of space left over for gear. I also have lots of livable space and I can almost stand up. The surface of the Exped MegaMat Duo 10 is made of 50D nylon with a polyester laminate and feels very smooth and very soft. When I press down on it, it feels incredibly plush. The bottom feels less smooth and more rugged and is made of 75D polyester for added durability. The self-inflating foam is made of polyurethane and the seams are welded and feel high quality. Sometimes I would carelessly pick the MegaMat up like this without thinking, but the seams have never split on me. These flat valves are low profile, and I really like that there are separate valves for inflation and deflation, and that the deflation valve is also slightly larger for a quicker deflation. The valves are good quality, and I never had any issues with air leaking in the few weeks that I was using this MegaMat. Speaking of which, air retention is very good. I slept on the MegaMat Duo with another person 3 nights in a row without having to top off any air at all. I've also used this on my own for weeks at a time without having to top off any air as well. The included mini pump seems small at first, but it does the job very well. The correct way to use this is to use your hand or foot to seal this hole when pressing down. When you lift your hand or foot, lift it off the hole completely so that the pump can suck in more air for pumping. Even though I've stored this mini pump deflated inside the stuff sack with the MegaMat for months at a time, the foam inside seems very resilient and never lost its shape or pumping abilities. The stuff sack has no loose threads or anything and seems to be really strong. The roll top gives you versatility in packing the MegaMat way as tightly or as loosely as you want it to be. Overall, the Exped MegaMat Duo 10 is extremely well constructed and feels very durable. For pros, the Exped MegaMat Duo 10 is super comfortable for so many reasons. It's crazy plush, super soft, and the fabric is flat, so there's no weird dips or contours that poke into your body. The fabric is quiet, bouncing is super minimal, and it's also warm and well insulated with an R value of 8.1. It's also very easy to inflate, deflate, and store. There are separate valves for inflation and deflation. The mini pump is easy to use, letting air out if it's too firm is a breeze, and the stuff sack is big enough to store the MegaMat even if it's not fully deflated. The Exped MegaMat Duo is also versatile. It's insulated enough to use in all seasons of camping and can also be taken traveling. And the medium double is a very nice size. Since it's just the size of 2 regular mats, it fits nicely into all 2-person tents. And you can fit 2 MegaMats in a 4-person tent, and so on. It's also incredibly high quality and well constructed, from the sleeping pad, its seams and valves, to the pump and stuff sack. If you found this helpful so far, please help me hit that like button. Thank you, and I really appreciate it. As for cons, the biggest one has to be that it's expensive. As with all other self-inflating mattresses, it's also a little bulky, so it can't be used for backpacking. And here are 4 questions about the MegaMat that I'll be answering. First, who would I recommend the Exped MegaMat Duo to? I'd recommend it to people who camp frequently and are tired of having their air mattresses fail on them. If you prioritize comfort and quality, if you need a 2-person mat to take winter camping, and of course, if you have enough spare cash in your budget. Second, is the Exped MegaMat Duo worth the price? Well, I've had the MegaMat for more than a year now, and I've used it easily 3 months over the past year. It's still going strong. I like that I can walk, stomp, and bounce all over it, and it's easily the most comfortable two-person mattress that I have. It's my go-to mattress whenever I'm car camping or backyard camping, or for unexpected guests. Oh, and the warranty is also for 5 years. So for the added durability and comfort, I say yes, it's worth the price. It's way better than buying a rubbish inflatable mattress every few months or so. Third, is this Exped MegaMat as comfortable as my regular bed at home? Honestly, I think that depends on what kind of bed you use at home. For me, I just bought a new, really plush hotel-like bed, so no, this MegaMat is not more comfortable than that. But there were a few people that I loaned this MegaMat to that said, whoa, this feels like a normal bed. So yeah, it depends. But what I can tell you for sure is that this Exped MegaMat Duo is definitely super comfortable and more comfortable than most, if not all, other two-person camping mattresses and sleeping pads. And I can speak from experience because I have like 10 of them right here. Fourth, how does the Exped MegaMat Duo compare to these two-person camping self-inflating mattresses, backpacking pads, and air mattresses? For that, check out this video right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.